Want to grow on TikTok? Join our agency for support with expert mentoring, stream protection, and audience growth. It's time to level up. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to join today.
Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out in London, Wembley, to be precise, at the drum for the Magnificent 7 press conference. Getting ahead of myself. The Magnificent press conference. Not giving it the full trademark name. I can say that, but we've got to get the trademark name in. Look, Dev, straight into it. What's the fight that you're most looking forward to after the full list?
I love the heavyweight division. I can't wait to see Adelaide against Dakers. I'm a big fan of David Adelaide, who Queensberry have had since his very debut. I like him as a bloke. I think he's good fun. I think he's got good energy. I also like Sol Dakers as a bloke. He's good fun. He's got good energy. Fascinated to see how this all works out. Because David Adelaide, as his first fight back after his fight against Wardley, you forgive him for, hey, have a couple of tomato cans, or tomato cans as we call them in the States. Fight a couple of bums, all of that stuff to build yourself back up, get your confidence back. But no, he's like, yeah, I'll just fight Sol Dakers. I'll fight the unbeaten English champion. And I love that. I love that he wants it. I love that Sol Dakers is, come on, you wanna get my belt? Come and take it. Brilliant fight. I'm also excited by the heavyweight debut of Lawrence Okoli, who is absolutely massive. He's massive. Have you been around him?
Yeah, he looks really big.
Mate, yeah. Swole. Yeah, I'm curious to see what the scales say for Lawrence Okoli, because this is a man who, for the first time in his life, hasn't had to make weight and has just opened a lovely restaurant in Dubai, which I'm hoping to eat at some stage. But he has been eating at that restaurant. So, what's he going to look like? Dunno.
Does Lawrence come over and cut the food for you, like those Dubai restaurants?
What, like the salt BAE fella? Maybe put the sauce on. Yeah, correct. I would hope so. I would hope that's part of the package. I'm looking to go to Dubai soon and dine in said restaurant, but I'll only do so if Lawrence Okoli does that.
He's absolutely looking to add the sauce and the sizzle to the steak there. A lot of pressure maybe on his shoulders more than any other fighter because of the heavyweight division, the riches that it can bring him, the position that he can put himself into with. Obviously, the picture is going to be a lot clearer with Usyk versus Fury 2 in the future, and people lining up for themselves for those opportunities to challenge for belts there. So Lawrence really wants to get in there and ahead of the pack.
I think there's huge pressure on him, to be honest. I'm sure he'll downplay it, right? There's a lot of new stuff going on for Lawrence Okoli. It's a new promoter, it's a new platform, new people around him, new weight division. An opponent there who isn't just let me look good against this guy, get him out of the way. No, it's not. It's an opponent who's saying, hey, you better not be hugging me all night because you'll make my wife jealous. It's an opponent who's coming to chat and coming to fight. He's only been beaten by Kosabutsky, who's quite handy, as you well know. So it's a good test to start out your heavyweight career. And he gets a lot of shit online. I see it all the time. Every time something's posted about Okoli, he gets shit. And he can silence all of that with a brilliant knockout performance over this man on Saturday. And also, he wants to become a freeweight world champion. We don't have many of those from these shores. And he's got the talent and ability to do so. Can he cut it with the finest heavyweights in the world? I'm looking forward to finding out.
With Sam Noakes and Ryan Walsh as well, Ryan seemed to really kind of steal the launch press conference when obviously people are quite loud in these press conferences. Sometimes they're quiet. This man in the room is the one you most listen to, and he's got that bit of Jake the Snake Roberts about him. He seems to have that kind of feeling that he's got nothing to lose here. Sam sort of got sick of the 7 symbolism and I guess wants to finish him off in the 7th round there. But look, Ryan's not here to be knocked down or be a knockover job for Sam. And Sam wants to keep proving that he's ready to get up there and get those big tests.
Ryan Walsh has never been a knockover job in his career, in his life. He is stubborn, committed, and he's still standing at 38 years old and beating these young, hungry bucks who want to move him over and want his name on their record. Ain't happening. Well, it hasn't happened so far. But Sam Noakes seems to be on a bit of a run right now. Unbeaten British, Commonwealth, European champion, looks to be one of the biggest talents in this country. He's got great personality, he's got a great aura. But something happened up there on that stage today. For the first time, he looked at an opponent in a way that I've never seen him look at an opponent. There was a kind of awkward, tense silence between Sam Noakes and Ryan Walsh as he was just staring at him. And it happened, that flick, it switched, or the switch flicked, something happened anyway. But it's serious. He knows it's a real fight, and he knows he's got a real one in front of him. A stubborn Ryan Walsh against a hard-hitting, maybe the heaviest hands in the lightweight division in Sam Noakes.
I want to open the door to some of the wider topics in boxing. First of all, it's now been confirmed, Dubois versus Parker, the defence against probably the most informed, toughest opponent you could probably find in the heavyweight division. Do you feel this is the right choice for him, and how difficult a prospect is it to defeat Joe Parker for Daniel Dubois?
It's a difficult prospect, but he's got all the momentum in the world, and he 1,000,000% believes in himself right now. There's not an ounce of doubt. How can you doubt yourself when you've just knocked out Anthony Joshua in a fight you're underdog in at Wembley Stadium in front of all those people? And it didn't just knock him out. You saw the performance. I don't need to go into it, but he can't doubt himself right now. So he'll look at Parker and think, I'll just do the same to you. You've heard his interviews. He talks about, I just need to be myself. I just need to go through him. But it is a difficult task. I tweeted it the other day. Joe Parker has a habit of diffusing power punches. He was the first man to take Anthony Joshua the distance. He beat Deontay Wilder over the distance. He beat Zhilei Zhang over the distance, had to taste a little bit of the big bang in that, but still he didn't get knocked out in the fight and he beat him. So, how much can Daniel's power, how much impact can it have on Joe Parker? Can he land those shots? He's the biggest puncher in the division right now against a truly informed fighter. For me, it's probably number 3 against number 4.
There was a small brief, but however brief, it was on the table for a moment of the possibility that Dubois might take on Vladimir Klitschko, or that in the future Fury and Klitschko might rematch. What do you think about the prospect of Klitschko returning in this era, this generation of heavyweight boxing?
I think he just fancies it. He's clearly a man who is in shape. And by the way, I've not been privy to any of these conversations. I just see the same stuff that you've been seeing and these reports, etc. He's 48, 49 years old. I don't know, sometimes it's difficult to tell a fighter that you can't do what you did all that time ago, especially if he's in the gym and he's hitting a bag and he's feeling good about it. But I've seen it before. George Foreman. The heavyweight division is the one that you could potentially do it in, because I can't imagine he's lost his punching power. I don't know if it will happen. I don't know if he'll come back, but you can just tell that the fire still burns in Big Vlad, and he's not necessarily... I don't think he's on good terms with how his career ended. I thought he was. I don't think he was happy with how the Fury fight ended, he didn't get the rematch, and he got almost embarrassed in front of his own people. I thought he was at peace with losing to Anthony Joshua in that manner, in an up and down kind of fight. But it's been a few years, new players in the division. Maybe he's looking at it thinking, let me get some of that. I don't know. It did surprise me to hear it.
Going back to Daniel Dubois, with the challenges and the form that he's been on, and if he gets through Joe Parker, where do you feel his resume compares to the current heavyweights? I mean, outside of Alexander Usyk, who stands to be the undisputed heavyweight champion, but put everyone else in that mix there, where do you feel he kind of puts himself in amongst the crop with his resume?
It's right up there. I was thinking about this the other day. Do you remember the kind of era of Anthony Joshua just going through brilliant opponent after brilliant opponent, and Eddie Hearn reeling off, the resume, look at the resume, etc. Daniel Dubois is doing that right now. We're watching it all unfold. The win-loss resume, because you have to take into account the guys he's just been in with. That's what we talk about. And the guys he's been in with, let's work backwards from Joe Parker. So Joe Parker, just before that, just knocking out Anthony Joshua. Before that, having Filip Hrgović, stopping Filip Hrgović. Before that, Big Baby Miller, in there with Alexander Usyk. Fought Joe Joyce when he was like 23 years old against a 35-year-old Joe Joyce, who got better after that. Amazing. Even Kevin Lerena. Kevin Lerena's Bridgeweight world champion. Kevin Lerena gave him fits in that fight. This is a brilliant resume, and we are living through Daniel Dubois building a Hall of Fame resume.
To have taken Joe Parker as well to I think if you cast your mind back to maybe even just recently, some, with respect to every heavyweight, might not have taken that opportunity because it's a voluntary, and you maybe look to further down the chain to find maybe quote unquote an easier opponent or maybe a better matched opponent there. What can you say of the mentality to make sure that you're in tough there, and for the team to have made the choice that no, we want those toughest tests?
I think he just thinks he can beat anyone. And I mean anyone. That's the level of belief that he'll have. What that would have done for him, that performance at Wembley Stadium, it's changed him. It's just changed him as a man. You can see it in how eager he is to get on the phone to talk sport and do interviews. Him offering his thoughts on a fight. You can just see it in. He's doing his social media now. He's putting things out and all sorts, and it's just different. And I like that he has just gone for Joe Parker and hasn't gone for an easier touch in the top 15. It's the fight that the world was crying out for Joe Parker to get his shot. Daniel Dubois, you could easily have said to him, are you sure you don't want an easier touch? I mean, you've just been in with AJ, Hrgovic, Miller, Usyk. Do you not want a little light one? And he's just like, no, bring me Parker. No problem. Great attitude, great fighter.
Just one last final topic, I want to get your thoughts on Fury versus Usyk. I wonder, have you managed to? Wasn't you who hosted the face-off? Was it? No, but have you had a chance to see the face-off between the two? What do you take from that heading into a really important rematch from the Queensberry point of view for Tyson Fury, but in world point of view of the undisputed rematch as well?
Yeah, I watched them both. I watched the TNT Sports one with Steve Bunce, who did a brilliant job of them. Had the screen up and they were watching the first fight, and Steve was asking them, what did you think when this was happening in round 9? That was brilliant. I loved the DAZN one as well that Todd Grisham did. He did a great job trying to stir it up as well. Enjoyed it. What do I take from it? There were moments in the DAZN one where I saw like facial expressions from Tyson Fury that he's had in previous build-ups to fights. When he started saying, yeah, you couldn't knock me out though, could you? You're going to get it this time. I was like, okay, we haven't really seen that for a little while. And I liked seeing those glimpses from Tyson. I loved what Usyk was saying as well, and the way he would suddenly go, ha ha, all of that. They're just two top Gs, aren't they? None of it has any bearing at all on the fight and how it goes. I think we've learnt that now, but I don't actually know how the fight's going to go. That's why so many people are going to tune in, just like they did for the first fight, because we want to know who the best heavyweight in the world is, and we'll get our answer.
Dev, appreciate it. Looking forward to Mag 7 this weekend. Thank you for speaking to SecondsOut, sir. See you soon.
No worries. You're not gone on holiday with Wally and Lewis Hart? No, not on holiday with those boys?
Well, I think it's a working holiday, isn't it? But no, we have a Radio Raheem over in Dubai at the moment. He's spoken to Ben Whittaker, Manny Pacquiao as well too. So just on Ben Whittaker, Liam Cameron rematch. He said, he's kind of broken silence now and said that, look, I want that rematch with Liam Cameron.
I can't imagine Liam Cameron would be shying away from the rematch. So if Ben Whittaker says it, we've got a rematch, right?
There we go. Looking forward to that too as well. Deb, thanks again.
No worries.
Good man.